Primetime 99 Alex Stein. Okay, well that didn't really go as I wanted it to go. I just kind of spilled water all over my face, and I don't have any napkins. You see, I have this new kind of high def camera. I don't know if the audio is okay. I'm acting insane. I don't know why I'm acting this way because I'm a little anxious. Thank you. Got a little paper towel from my baby prepaid wireless. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Primetime with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and we have a great show this evening. A lot of stuff's going on. Tucker Carlson's going after Ted Cruz. But we have some really, really, really sad information. My face is still wet, though. I don't even know how to wipe my face. Let me make sure the chat and everything is working. Okay, we are live. The audio is fine. Really sad news, guys. As you know, Primetime 99 Alex Stein, one of the world's biggest reality TV show villains, was on a show called Worst Cooks in America, starring super chef Bobby Flay. But the other chef that was on that show was a chef by the name of Anne Burrell. She was on Iron Chef. She was just, dare I say, an incredible chef. She didn't love me that much on the show that much. We had a nice little, kind of back and forth. But I was on Bobby's team, so her and I didn't interact that much. But what's funny is finding out about this. I don't even know if I should bring this up. I mean, she just passed away. It is sad. But I'm reading. Well, let me just pull it up. I thought this was so interesting. So Anne Burrell, while I was on the show Worst Cooks in America, and here, let me just kind of show you that real quick so you guys can see who I'm talking about. And then we can kind of dive a little deeper into it.
Oh, grease fire, yes.
Yeah. No.
He wanted to add more oil to it. Why don't he just turn the burner on?
That's Anne.
He's not that smart.
I call this Primetime 99 Alex.
Why don't he just turn the burner on?
He's not that smart.
I call this
my
Primetime
God,
99 Alex
Anne!
Stein's Texican Berg Dog. It's a Berg Dog because it bites you back a little bit when you take a bite. I got it covered with cheddar and Swiss, and then what I did is I deep fried some piquillo peppers. And then on top of that, I made avocado mash with bacon and some grilled onions in it.
It's too much. The flavors are starting to get muddled.
I like my flavors big.
I give you a point. You can't just debate me every time. My main concern is whether you're teachable.
Once again, I'm still the world's greatest college debater. I'm in there as a chef with no experience debating Bobby Flay, arguably the world's greatest super chef other than maybe Gordon Ramsay. So it just shows you that I am a good debater because I had Bobby on his toes sometimes. I would love Bobby Flay. Shout out Bobby Flay, but let's finish watching the clip.
I listen to you.
I listen to you too. I mean, it doesn't take a pair of binoculars to realize that I probably have a closer relationship with food than she does. I mean, I eat a lot more food.
Why did I say
The
that?
recruit that will not be continuing on in boot camp is Alex. Good luck, man.
I'm going to defend myself. I mean, that's the way I live my life. I'm Primetime 99 Alex Stein.
That was one of the hardest moments of my life, getting kicked off that show by Super Chef Bobby Flay. And I probably deserved it. I probably shouldn't have said that. So her story was that, she's like a ballerina and kind of had issues with eating. And this is, I think her name's Carrie, if I remember right. She was actually nice. Her and I were friendly. No animosity. But it's not about her. What it is about is this woman right here. Look at her. I'm just getting roasted in this clip. I'm getting kicked off the damn show. She is literally roasting me from beyond the grave. And I'm not trying to say that in a disrespectful way at all. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm watching a clip, the one clip of this woman. And I miss her. I hate for her to go. But it's bringing up a little reality TV PTSD. I know that sounds like a fake thing, but I think that's a real thing. But what I'm saying is hearing her call me out, say I'm not that smart, it makes me... I haven't watched this clip in years. I mean, I know that it was posted here, but I believe that it was Jimmy or somebody else that posted this clip. So, long story short, rest in peace, Anne Burrell. It's very sad. We did not want to see you go. 55 years old, and she was married. Interesting story, though. While I was on the show, she was an open lesbian dating another celebrity-type chef, and then she ended up going back to guys. I thought that was kind of interesting. To say the least. Going to see that back and forth. Ooh, I got a text message from Jimmy. Let's see if we can. Okay. Yeah, maybe Jimmy's in the chat. I don't know. Thank you, Jimmy, for the text message. And we're going to be going live from 7 to 8. And then tomorrow is the big $1 Million Extreme. It's premiering tonight. Everybody needs to go watch it. I think it premieres in an hour, I believe. I think, or 2. Regardless, premieres tonight. Everybody needs to watch it. And then tomorrow we have all the guys, Charles, Eric, Nick, and Sam. And it's going to be a great interview. I'm so excited to talk to them. And like I said, this project that they did, I mean, the fact that it's all self-funded and the professionalism is better than you would get with a Hollywood production. I mean, literally, because it's not lame. It's not gay. But on top of that, it's just very smart, and it just keeps your attention the entire time. And I think that's what's so different about Sam's content and a lot of other comedy content. You know, you just like want to tune out. Sam makes content that like you can't tune out, and that's why I love it, and that's why he's so talented. So you guys are going to really enjoy that interview tomorrow night, and I'm really looking forward to it. But we got to talk about another sad thing. I don't know what's going on. You know, a guy that was known in the Dabbleverse as Ski Mask, Kevin Shackelford, a friend of mine, a guy that, you know, I got to hang out with a few times. I believe it was just one time at maybe Chrissy's wedding, but we all stayed in the same hotel room. I think it was like 4 of us. We were in the middle of New York, and he's from Tyler, Texas, a guy from Texas guy. And it just makes me so sad. His dad on Twitter said that he just had a, you know, cardiac arrhythmia, and that, you know, his heart just misfired. And yeah, he found his son in a comfortable position, slumped over. Really sad. It's an unfortunate incident. And then, of course, you have people like, you know, Chad Zumick was doing a big stream about it, celebrating it. These people are sick, even if you don't like this person. I mean, that's just, these people, there's no class whatsoever, people like that. And I'm not saying that like I'm, you know, some stuck-up guy, like I'm above everybody. I'm not. I feel like I'm relatively, you know, humble when it comes to somebody, my enemies, at least, you know, the people that I don't want to see do well. Like, I feel like I try not to even give them much attention, I guess. And then to see, like, when something bad happens to your enemy, to go and, like, revel in it like this, like, for them to die and to celebrate it, it's just low class. It's just bad. So, yeah. So, rest in peace, Ski Mask. Not trying to get all down. We got a lot of Tucker Carlson clips and Ted Cruz clips that we can laugh at and enjoy. Looks like we're going to be in World War III. So you're going to miss World War III, bud. I guess that's a bright side of things. Didn't get to see much of a Trump second presidency, but I don't think he was too happy. Some of his tweets weren't too complimentary of the administration, which I don't necessarily disagree 100% about when it comes to what's going on with this war with Iran. I wasn't excited for the proxy war with Russia. I'm certainly not excited for a full-blown war with Iran, with the United States boots on the ground. So we'll get into that. We'll get into Ted, but I just want to properly say to those 2 people, it's very sad. Anne Burrell and Ski Mask, a.k.a. Kevin Shackelford. Rest in peace, guys. You guys will definitely, both of y'all will be missed. I mean, Chef Anne Burrell was a legend, and then Ski Mask was an up-and-coming legend. He was a young legend. He was funny. He didn't give a damn. And I would show some of his Twitter, but he had some hot takes that might not be YouTube friendly. But he was a great, funny guy. I mean, actually funny, made me laugh. Did a great podcast. Jim Stansel, man, just shout out to Jim, and my heart goes out to Jim and Kevin's dad, and I know they're really going through it, and you know, I feel terrible, so I can't imagine they probably feel a billion times worse than me, obviously. So yeah, life is short. You learn that more and more every day, how short life is and how it's getting shorter as it goes on, which is really scary because I have been thinking about, you know, my mortality lately, and it's a hardcore proposition. I was watching was watching a clip from, it was a Barstool clip. It was from like, PFT. It was Big Cat. He was talking about how his son asked him, when we die, do we come back? And he kind of was struggling on how he wanted to answer that question to his son. And it's kind of like, even though, we have religion, we have God, you're like, you still don't know. We still don't know. Like, we are mortal beings, and it's hard to explain that to a young kid. It's just a tough realization. Like, you don't want to explain to, like, a young kid, like, no, you're dead. Like, you go somewhere else, but, the ride's over. It's just having that realization is, it's hard. And that's why I think what's going on with this war in Iran, not even trying to tie it together, but like if you think about your own mortality, maybe it will help you be more empathetic to other people's mortality. Maybe not. Maybe you're just so callous that you can't do that. But the callousness of Ted Cruz speaking as if killing people to defend America was some sort of like morally just, indisputable truth and hard fact that you can't even debate. Like, here, let's just pull some of these clips up. I mean, it's just some of these clips make me absolutely sick of Ted and Tucker. Let's see. Okay, here, let's see. Let's go with this one first. We got a bunch to watch. Okay, here, let's go add the stage. Let's see this. You guys see.
I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use it.
It's in Genesis. But so you're quoting a Bible phrase, you don't have context for it, and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
See, that's so good.
What you're talking about.
I mean, that's just a simple question. He's like, so what are you referencing? Just kind of asking him just this surface level reason of why he thinks it's important and biblically and theologically, like where he gets his basis for his, spiritual guidance, basically. And Tucker just asked him the simple surface level kind of question, and he just kind of loses it. I mean, Ted does not look that great here. Let's watch. Oh, did we get a super chat? Oh, look at this. Wilford Brimley, $5. Can't cuck the tuck. I know that's right. Okay, here, let's watch this. So thank you for the $5.
So you're quoting
Israel will be cursed. And
let's just watch it again. Let's just watch it from the, because what the hell, and Ted, what the hell is he talking about? He's about to accuse Tucker of being anti-Semitic and this and that, like all this stuff. But what's ridiculous about all of it is that he's going to be like, Tucker, you're obsessed with Israel. But Ted Cruz is going to give you 50 different reasons, including the reason that he got even into politics was to go defend Israel. Like Tucker's going to ask him, he's going to be like, so one of the main reasons you got into politics was to defend another country's interests? Like, and he just, I mean, matter of factly basically says yes. I mean, as if it's not odd that he's basically working on behalf of a foreign agent. Like he's the one admitting to all this, yet every accusation is against Tucker. Oh, you're from Qatar, you're from this. Okay, but let's just say he's right. Well, then if he's all those things, then you're that times a million for Israel. I mean, that's just, I mean, okay, like we have you taking $1.8 million from AIPAC. So let's just say Tucker is owned by Qatar. Let's say he got $100,000 to it. And let's just say that's all true. Who is beholden more to who? I think it's obvious that Ted is more beholden to Israel, but that's not even important because Tucker Carlson is a journalist. He's a broadcaster. He doesn't work for the government. So it's not a big deal if he is beholden to a foreign nation. He's making content. He doesn't work. He's not in the government. So we don't want our politicians that are in the government being agents for foreign countries. That's much worse. But I digress. Oh, we got another $5 super chat. Would you ever go on BYB podcast, or have you before? They'll be doing a Ski Mask Memorial episode sooner than later. I would maybe go on that podcast, but probably not, to be honest. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this clip.
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the Google.
It's in Genesis. But,
use Google.
So you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on.
Hold
on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis...
See, what's funny is that he just can't answer that, because really there is a difference between Israel, the country, and Judaism, the religion, and there is a difference between the viewpoints of the citizens of Israel and the government of Israel. Now, they're not definitely in lockstep, just like how we disagree with some of our leadership. So there is kind of different definitions of Israel, and he's trying to describe which Israel that Ted Cruz is talking about, because Ted Cruz is saying, well, it's our biblical duty to go defend Israel. Okay, well, in the Bible, does that mean that we got to go fight a war with Iran because of that? That, I don't know. He's tying things together. I guess. That's what they're going to say. But like I said earlier, I don't think these are very difficult questions by Tucker. I think these are just, okay, so your theology is that in Sunday school, you learn that blessed are those are the ones that, respect Israel and support Israel, and those that don't are cursed. That's a simple understanding, and I can kind of understand that black and white description from Senator Cruz. But then when he's just kind of asked about it, he's like, okay, so does that mean that because the Bible and the Old Testament say that you need to support Israel or you'll be cursed, that means that we need to go and blow up people in the Middle East, 2,000 years later or 3,000 years later or whatever the timeline is? I don't know. I don't know if you can really consider Tucker asking that question that hard. And then you're going to see Ted is going to basically call him an anti-Semite for just asking kind of what is your definition of Israel. And if your theological viewpoint, and Tucker doesn't say this, but there is, a separation of church and state. Like, obviously he can make decisions based on his Christian faith, but he has to realize that this isn't his spiritual war to fight on behalf of Israel, I don't believe. But maybe he feels like it is his religious duty.
Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
That
And
is.
by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a
I'm not
democratic
saying he's a
country that
dictator.
elected.
He's the
But
Yeah.
prime minister.
I know. And once again, Ted Cruz is adding stuff. He's just adding. He's gaslighting Tucker. He's putting words in Tucker's mouth. It's
right.
funny.
But just like America is the country run by Donald Trump. No, actually, the American people elected Donald Trump. The same principle.
This is
there.
silly. I'm talking about the political entity of modern Israel.
Yes, and that is
You believe
Israel.
that's what God was talking about
Yes.
in Genesis.
I do, but
That country's existed since when?
for thousands of years. Now, there was a time when it didn't exist, and then it was recreated just over 70
But
years ago.
I'm saying, I think most people understand that line in Genesis to refer to the Jewish people, God's chosen people.
That's not what it says.
Okay, Israel, but you don't even know where in the Bible it is.
I mean, once again, we're going to go fight a war over this stuff, and it's just so ingenuine. All you have to do is look at how much Ted Cruz is being paid by AIPAC, and it's $1.8 million. So, you know, it's not, it's like, all you got to do is you just got to look at like something like this, and you're going to be like, This is why I get frustrated. Once again, I don't even think it's bad that he wants to support Israel. But when you watch these clips, and maybe I should make myself bigger, and we're going to watch some more of these clips. But when you look at this, I want you to just try to look at it through the lens that in this interview, Ted Cruz is constantly making false accusations of Tucker, saying he's anti-Semitic, saying that he's calling Benjamin Netanyahu a dictator when he's not. He's using talking keywords and talking points that he knows that they're already. It's like he's loaded up. These are almost ChatGPT. He's like, all right, well, as soon as Tucker goes this way, I'm going to call him this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to paint Tucker to be anti-Jewish. I'm going to paint him to be anti-Semitic, and that's how I'm going to throw Tucker off, and that's how, in the court of public opinion, that's how I'm going to win, because really the only jurors that matter to Ted Cruz are the Jewish jurors, which is fine, and those are the jurors at AIPAC. So really, he's not even trying to win favor with the majority of people. He's trying to win favor with the people that give him $1.8 million, and that $1.8 million is being paid to him, and I hate to say it, but that money's paid to him so that he will sign off on a war to go kill people. So that's blood money. I mean, whether you want to call it that or not, I'm just saying that is $1.8 million of blood money. And, I mean, whether you support Israel or not. And we're going to go to these clips and we're going to hear Ted Cruz talk so callously, as if killing people was just his God-given right as an American. And this is stuff not done in a defensive manner. He's talking about in an offensive manner. I love my Jewish brothers and sisters. I do support Israel. I do. I mean, the Middle East is a tough place. You know what I mean? They deserve a little piece of the pie. I do believe that. There's no doubt. But when we are constantly being dragged in to geopolitical conflicts that don't benefit the United States whatsoever, just like the war for weapons of mass destruction that did not exist, and the hundreds of thousands of United States soldiers that are totally screwed up, and not to mention the millions of dead Muslims that are gone. Is the Middle East a better place for that? Having kids born without a father, or did that make the world a better place? I would argue that made the world a much worse place and destabilized the world. But like, America's going to go around and be like, oh, we're here, we're the good guys. We're going to go stabilize these places. We're going to get the bad guys out of there. Yet when they do that, the opposite happens. I mean, look at the Taliban. The Taliban's still in power. We didn't do anything in Afghanistan besides look like a bunch of jerks literally murdering people at weddings and dropping drone strikes on literal children. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And we made that horrible mistake. And we're about to do it again. And I have a feeling this is going to be much worse because this was the game plan all along. I should pull it up. Benjamin Netanyahu has been talking about this for 20 years. Longer than that, but I'm saying there's 20 years of clips of him going on C-SPAN that anytime he has a damn microphone, he's talking about Iran. I mean, he used to talk about Iraq more. He used to talk about Libya more. But I'm talking about, he's always mentioned Iran. Iran's always been on the playbook. They've always been he's always had them on the schedule. They were deeper, they were 20 years down in the schedule. If this is a football game, this isn't like one season a year, they're thinking of a football schedule 20 years long. Like, that's the last game. We want to take out Iran. And it looks like it's all the plans. I mean, it looks like the plan's working pretty good. I mean, all it takes is $1.8 million. And to you and me, that's a shit ton of money. But do you think to this AIPAC, you think that's a lot of money to AIPAC? You think $1.8 million? The bombs that they're asking us right now for a bunker buster bomb that Boeing designs that costs $500 million per bomb. I was just reading this article about it. Boeing's only made 15 of these bombs. I mean, think about that. So it's like $8 billion in bombs. That's just what the bombs cost. Then you got to blow them up. You got to drop them in a plane. I'm saying there's even more costs associated with that. But that's what the bomb costs. $500 million to blow a bunch of crap up. That's retarded. Why are we wasting that money to blow stuff up when there's people struggling? There's families that can't make ends meet. You can't afford to have basic needs. And you have politicians like Ted Cruz that go and autograph these bombs like it's a damn Heisman football trophy or something. Like they won a fucking football game. And these bombs are killing people. This is not a game. It's bad. It is bad. It is bad. But let's watch some more of these clips.
I'm asking about your allegation and the Prime Minister of Israel's allegation that Iran is trying to murder the president.
Killing terrorists is a good thing. Killing people who are trying to murder Americans is a good thing. Because if you're America first, you want to protect America. And so killing Osama bin Laden was a fantastic
But you don't
day
really
for the
believe
world.
that they're trying to murder Trump, or
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Then why aren't you calling for military action against Tehran right now?
Because they're not very effective. In terms of hitmen, their hitmen are not very effective. I do think...
So they're hitmen, but not the bad kind, the efficient kind?
No, they're...
Okay, first of all, Thomas Crooks, there's been no connection of Thomas Crooks and Iran. I've yet to see that connection, other than Israel telling us that Iran wants to take out Trump. They told us that. They tell us a lot of stuff. But they've literally... Can somebody in the chat somewhere post, how have they connected Thomas Crooks, the guy in Pennsylvania, to a state sponsor of Iran being a terrorist? I've yet to see that. And I keep seeing this narrative over and over and over and over again that it was Iran that tried to assassinate President Trump. And I must be going crazy because I don't, maybe Iran does want him to, I don't know, maybe they do. But I don't have any evidence that they were actually responsible for what took place when President Trump was shot in the ear. But they tell it to you as if Thomas Crooks had an Iranian passport or something. That's what you think he had a damn condo in Tehran, Iran or some shit. That's what you would think. I haven't seen that connection. I know, I'm going crazy. I got to calm down.
No,
what are you saying?
They're a weak country who is on its knees, and I think we need to...
Then why are we so afraid of them? Why are they the biggest threat if they're a weak country that's on its knees?
Because they're...
That just shows you about Ted Cruz is just talking out of both sides of his mouth. He's talking about how it's a threat and how they have this they have this nuclear uranium that's too enriched. It's 90%. So, of course they're going to have nuclear weapons and they could easily take us out from Tehran, Iran. They're going to blow up Dallas, Texas. Houston, Texas. That's what he thinks. He thinks somebody in Tehran, Iran is going to blow up, send a nuke to Houston, Texas. Like, that's what he'll try to give you that impression that he's worried about that, which is just absolutely laughable. But at the same exact time as he says, oh man, this is such a bad thing, we need to get in World War III, he's going to go and tell you about how weak Iran is. And that's not the case. Iran, out of all those Middle East countries, one of the strongest, probably. I mean, it's the last domino to fall. So, I mean, I would argue that it's much stronger than Afghanistan. I think that's clear. I mean, they took out, Saddam. They took out Gaddafi in Libya. So, like, they took out weaker countries, and those were pretty strong countries. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Iran is just going to be some, what did they say? Somebody in the chat said paper tiger. I don't know. I think they're probably formidable. And when we're going to be fighting a war on their soil, I mean, the chances of winning a war on somebody else's soil, it's just significantly and exponentially harder. So here, let's hear this. Let's hear Ted Cruz talking about both sides of his mouth.
No, what are you saying?
They're a weak country who is on its knees, and I think we need to...
Then why are we so afraid of them? Why are they the biggest threat if they're a weak country that's on its knees?
Because I'm trying
to keep track.
They're trying to develop... Be a little less snarky.
I know, you're right. That is a problem that I have. I'm sorry.
I know, but his snarkiness, I deal with these debates all the time. I mean, Ted, I think, went to Harvard. I mean, Ted Cruz is a expert debater himself. He's dealt with snarky debaters. Most people are just snarky. They don't even have a damn topic. I mean, I know. I mean, we have the whole clip. Hey, let's actually just watch some more of these clips. Oh. Okay, hold on. This is some of this stuff is so. Okay, let's hear Tucker talk about this.
So I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel...
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. Right. So it's not the PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American-Israeli friendship and relationship.
Is AIPAC a foreign lobby?
No, it's an American lobby. It's the AIPAC stands for the America-Israeli Political Action Committee.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen.
Oh,
I came in
gosh! What? And listen to that! They gave you $1.8 million to not lobby shit, huh, Ted? That's why they gave you $2 million not to do jack shit? Is that the lobby that gives you some of the most money to do jack shit? Sorry, I shouldn't act like this, but I'm just like, oh, what do they do? What do they lobby on? I don't know. They lobby on behalf of America. Well, what does it stand for? Israel. I mean, just own it. Just say, hey, listen, Israel's important. They're our allies. They give me a lot of money. I want to help out my Jewish brothers and sisters. Instead, he's just, I don't know what this is. I don't know who they advocate on behalf of. I don't know. They give me a bunch of money, but they don't even get anything done. So you don't have to worry about them. Okay, let's watch this. Cheers.
So I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel...
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. Right. So it's not the PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American...
Look at this, Bad Buddhist, $20. Thank you. This is my favorite interview of a politician. More journalists need to find out why our leaders ignore the plight and needs of U.S. citizens. Tucker exposed the deep state. Best timeline ever. Love Alex Stein. We love Bad Buddhist. One of our top chat rats. Thank you, Bad Buddhist, for the $20. No, this interview is great. I saw, people that are hating on this interview. Even if you disagree with Tucker wholeheartedly, at least they're going back and forth a little bit. I think Ted is being a little disingenuous. If I'm just calling it balls and strikes, I feel like he's being a little defensive. He can just own it. He can say who AIPAC represents and why they have Israel's interests. I mean, why do they have to lie? Because they think that we're dumb. That's the thing, is Ted Cruz thinks that we're dumb. And you know what? He's probably right. He's probably right. We probably are dumb in that the majority of people are not going to understand the context of what he's saying, that they're just going to be like, okay, I'm a Christian. He said something about being a Christian, then we got to support Israel. Okay, I'm on his side. He knows, because he wins these elections by thin margins because people aren't even paying attention. He knows he's just going to get some normal Fox News, zombie person probably on like antidepressants, have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And they just wear like, a MAGA shirt or whatever. And they think that they're, on Ted's team. So they're just going to blindly, I think Ted knows. They don't realize that these politicians don't give a damn about American citizens. And as a matter of fact, they're getting, $1.8 million from foreign countries, for lobbies that are foreign countries' main interest. And he just lies and acts like he doesn't even know what the hell's going on and like they're not doing anything. I mean, just come on. Don't lie to us, Ted. Give us the truth. I mean, Cancun Cruz, dude. Come on.
American-Israeli friendship
and relationship. From
AIPAC. So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. Right. So it's not the PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American-Israeli friendship and relationship.
Is AIPAC a foreign lobby?
No, it's an American lobby. It's the AIPAC stands for the America-Israeli Political Action Committee.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen, I came in
effectively. He gives that caveat
13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate, and I've worked every day to do that.
Okay. Why though? And don't call me anti-Semitic for this. I'm just saying, you get into Congress. You're in Houston, Texas. Why is your number one goal to work for Israel? And I mean, I'm actually confused by that statement. Wouldn't that be his second goal? Even if that was his first goal, wouldn't you say that my first goal is to work on American citizens? Second goal, I love Israel. There's number two, but America. He's not even lying. So maybe he is being honest. And he's just saying in a way, and we're too stupid to even understand what the hell he's saying.
AIPAC years ago,
Yes.
with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate.
Right.
And I've worked every day to do that. AIPAC, a lot of times, AIPAC, I wish were much more effective. Like, they're folks online who are in the fever swamp of terrified of AIPAC, and AIPAC...
I'm not terrified of AIPAC at all. You're the one who seems a little uncomfortable when I'm asking.
No,
this.
not uncomfortable.
I'm just asking what AIPAC does. My understanding, having known a lot of people who work at AIPAC, is that it lobbies on behalf of the Israeli government.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's wrong.
When was the last time AIPAC
How
took
is
a
that
position that deviated from...
How can Ted Cruz say that is objectively wrong that AIPAC lobbies on behalf of Israel? Ask yourself this question. Just ask yourself. I know we like to do a comedy show. I love jokey joke. But this is so insane. This is comedy. I couldn't write better comedy. Nobody can write better comedy than this. Just listen to the words that he's saying and make it make sense, Ted. Make it make sense. I want to start back from the beginning where he says that his number one goal was to be the most pro-Israel senator on Capitol Hill.
AIPAC, a lot of times, AIPAC, I wish were much more effective. Like, they're folks...
Notice how he pauses. He wants to be critical because AIPAC's okay with him being, a little critical, but he doesn't want to be too critical. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to, he can be like, oh, they're not that effective because, they kind of want to give the impression that they're not effective and that they need more support and that they're constantly, everything must go sale. That's kind of how these political action committees, you kind of, even though the AIPAC's winning, they want to give you the impression that they're losing and that they need the support. So that's why he wants to be careful with what he says. And that's why he can be like, oh, they're not super effective. He doesn't say they don't try, though. He doesn't say that they're not trying.
Folks online who are in the fever swamp of terrified of AIPAC, and AIPAC...
I'm not terrified of AIPAC at all. You're the one who seems a little uncomfortable when I'm asking.
No,
this.
not uncomfortable at all.
I'm just asking what AIPAC does. My understanding, having known a lot of people who work at AIPAC, is that it lobbies on behalf of the Israeli government.
Wrong.
Oh, okay. When was the last time AIPAC took a position that deviated from Prime Minister Netanyahu?
All the time.
Name one.
Okay. Let me go back and give a little history. If you want to do a deep dive on AIPAC...
I don't. I want to do a shallow dive that gets...
No.
I want to get to the core question. AIPAC is lobbying for a foreign...
I love that. He goes, you want to do a deep dive? Because he doesn't even want to do a deep dive. He wants to do a shallow dive. He's literally just asking you just easy. He wants to do a shallow dive, Ted. He doesn't want to do a deep dive. He just wants to know, when has AIPAC deviated from Benjamin Netanyahu? When has AIPAC deviated from Israel's viewpoint on something? Just one example. This one. And Ted's like, okay, we're not going to do some deep dive. He's like, nah, I don't want to do it. Let's do a shallow dive. I like the shallow end. That's more fun. We don't even need to swim. We just kind of put our feet in. And water's right to our ankles. That's nice. Ted's like, look at his face. He's just like, holy shit. He's like, I am fucked. He's like, I am screwed is what he's thinking right now.
When was the last time AIPAC took a position that deviated from Prime Minister Netanyahu?
All the time.
Name one.
Okay. Let me go back and give a little history. If you want to do a deep dive on AIPAC...
I don't. I want to do a shallow dive that gets...
No.
I want to get to the core question. AIPAC is lobbying for a foreign government. And I don't... It's not.
No.
It's lobbying for the United States.
It is lobbying for a strong U.S.-Israeli relationship.
Oh, my
God. So it has nothing to do with the foreign government.
It wants America and Israel to be closely allied.
Okay, but it's lobbying on behalf of the interests of another country.
So that's not true at all. And if
it's not true.
No.
How much contact do you think AIPAC leaders have with the government of Israel?
No idea. I imagine some. I think the government of Israel is often frustrated with AIPAC because AIPAC's not nearly strong enough.
Do you think there's any coordination between the government of Israel and AIPAC?
Do they talk? Sure. If you're lobbying...
Why did that take him so long to say? Do they talk? Sure. Do they talk? Sure. I mean, gosh almighty. Just say it, dude. We know AIPAC works in lockstep with the government of Israel. I mean, that would be stupid not to think that they don't. But he's like, no. AIPAC's interests are nothing to do with Israel's interests. No. You're objectively wrong. They're not similar interests at all. Let's watch him say that.
It's
When was the last time AIPAC took a position that deviated from Prime Minister Netanyahu?
all the time.
Name one.
Okay. Let me go back and give a little history. If you want to do a deep dive on AIPAC,
I don't. I want to do a shallow dive that gets...
No.
I want
Shallow.
Just
one
AIPAC
example.
Is lobbying for a foreign government. And I don't... It's not.
No.
It's lobbying for the United States.
It is lobbying for a strong U.S.-Israeli relationship.
Okay.
And
so it's not has nothing to do with the foreign government.
It wants America and Israel to be closely allied.
Okay, but it's lobbying on behalf of the interests of another country.
So that's not true at all. And if
It's not true.
No.
How much contact do you think AIPAC leaders have with the government of Israel?
No idea. I
Any,
imagine
you think?
some. I think the government of Israel is often frustrated with AIPAC
Do you think
because
there's
AIPAC's not nearly strong enough.
Do you think there's any coordination between the government of Israel and AIPAC?
Do they talk? Sure. If you're lobbying for
Finally,
more
Ted.
U.S.-Mexico trade, would you talk to people in the U.S. and Mexico and the
Of
government?
course.
Sure. Like if
Yes.
So I'm not
Yes.
mad about that. There are a million countries that lobby Washington.
We're not mad,
I
yeah.
like a lot of those countries, including Israel.
but
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not mad at Israel for lobbying. Like, I'm not. I think they should. I think they should help the Israeli people. I'm not against Israel. Like, some of the people are trying. Like, I'm just saying. I think it's very odd that we have a senator that's just lying like this that just can't admit and be a little more honest. That's where I think it's kind of weird. He's getting exposed as Tucker as being a total fraud. He doesn't have to be ashamed for supporting Israel. That's the proper position to hold. So I don't know why he's trying to obfuscate the relationship between AIPAC and Israel and his relationship with AIPAC and how much money that he's getting. And now I get $1.8 million from Israel, but that has nothing to do with my decision to go fight a war on their behalf with Iran. Like there's mutually exclusive. There's no overlap whatsoever. Like that's basically what he's trying to lie to us and say. That, he loves Israel, but they're not doing that good of stuff, and the AIPAC's not that great. They give him $1.8 million, but it's individual donors. It's just like, it's just really rich individual donors. So it's, it's not really like a lobby. It's just like, some rich people give me money. Sure, Ted.
Hey, but AIPAC are Americans. They're not Israelis.
Hold on. There are tons of Americans who lobby on behalf of foreign governments. Mm-hmm. I know them. I'm related to some of them. I know how it works. I'm from here. So my question is not, is it outrageous that foreign governments lobby the United States? They all do, okay, including Israel. My only question is, why don't we admit that is what's happening? You're denying it, but it's true.
Yeah,
and
but
why
because what you're saying is false.
Why aren't they registered?
It's not false.
Because they're not.
It's not false. And that's just what's so frustrating about this is, and people are like, Tucker's a Qatari shill, this and that. I mean, it's just. Let's see. Look at this. This is good. This is pretty entertaining. Let's see.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other, and I assume all of our allies spy on us.
That's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think human.
Okay, first of all, I like what you just said, Ted. I don't like that you say, only conservatives are, people that are naive. I mean, okay, first of all, there's some naive conservatives, whatever. But I like that he's trying to be like, well, let's not be naive. We know that there's CIA. We know that there's espionage. I don't like it, but I'm okay with it. Let's not be naive. You see, I like that. I like that legalese talk from a politician. Let's not be naive.
It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other, and I assume all of our allies spy on us.
That's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all. Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's conservative to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative to recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us. And I'm not.
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether they have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that, and
by the way,
I'm not mad at them. But you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know. Hold on, I want to know your attitude. Yeah. You said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion.
I said guiding, the overwhelming. I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clear...
But I just want to stop on the spying for a second. That it takes place, as you know, and including on the president of the United States and several precedents. And I just want to know if that's okay and why is it okay? Wouldn't an American lawmaker say to a client state, you're not allowed to spy on us? I'm sorry. I know why you want to. I'm not mad at you, but you're not allowed to.
Yeah, we don't want you spying on us.
By you. Is that? It's kind of weird not to say that, but you don't seem able to say that.
Because he doesn't want to say that. He's like, he wants to, because if he says that, then they wouldn't be okay with sharing all of our intelligence with foreign countries like the UK or Mossad. And that's what they do. They literally share all of our secrets with these people. And they say, they're going to say, oh, it's not all of our secrets. It's just, certain secrets. Oh, okay. Like the Epstein tapes. Is that one of those secrets? I mean, there's so many of these clips, but Ted Cruz is just getting absolutely roasted. For a lot of his takes, but I bookmarked a bunch of stuff. I mean, do you guys want to watch some more of this Tucker stuff, or do you guys want to get into a little WNBA? Because we got about 20 minutes left in the show. I thought that interview was great. Everybody needs to go support Tucker. We love Tucker, but who is having WNBA fatigue? Not me. I was getting a little WNBA fatigue because I'm sick of just looking at Caitlin Clark, and I respect Caitlin Clark's greatness, but Caitlin Clark she's not good looking. She looks like a guy. I mean, she looks like a guy, not even a good looking guy. She looks kind of like a boy with long hair, and that's probably going to happen when you're whatever, like 6'2", and you're a great athlete like that. You're just going to have a lot of masculine demeanor. She's not that super feminine, but out of nowhere, her teammate actually is pretty attractive. This girl, Sophie Cunningham. And so I'm new to Sophie Cunningham, didn't know who this girl is. And it's kind of entertaining to see, if you guys have seen this, the Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham battle bots going on in the WNBA. Look at this now. Now, WNBA, boring as hell. Nobody wants to watch a bunch of women shoot layups, right? Nobody wants to see that. It's boring as hell. But everybody loves WWE. Everybody loves professional wrestling. And that's what the WNBA is missing. They need somebody like Sophie Cunningham. I don't even know if she can rebound. I don't know how many points she might suck. She might be the worst player on the team, but that's kind of like the hockey enforcer. They always have like a hockey team would always have a guy that could barely skate. They would just go out there and fight with the other guys if they're picking on somebody's, one of your players. You always kind of have an enforcer. The guy wasn't the best athlete, but you had somebody in there, a roughneck, to go fight. You got an enforcer, exactly what the word means. So I like this in the WNBA. I like to see a girl like this, halfway decent, a lot better looking than damn Caitlin Clark, go and do it in WWE. Now this I can get into. Look at this. So she tackles. That's a flagrant. So and then see, that's what I'm saying. See, that's the part where you grab the back of the head like that. That's gangster. That's good. That's good right there. That I can get behind. All this, I can get really behind all this. Okay, let's do slow motion. That's pure domination. That's pure domination. I got you in an uncomfortable thing. I can jerk you down. That's what we need. I'm sick of watching Angel Reese miss 15 damn layups. I want to see these chicks kick each other's ass. Okay? This is good. This we can sell. We can sell boxes of cereal. We can sell tennis shoes. We can sell sports bras. You ladies need to kick the shit out of each other. I know that sounds maybe it's too simplified. It might be too simple. You're like, what do you mean? This is a basketball game. This isn't a boxing match. No, it's not. It's a boxing match now, bitch. You're Mike Tyson, and y'all might be dribbling the damn basketball with damn boxing gloves now, because this is the only time that I've even been able to watch this damn sport. And I get it. Caitlin Clark's great, but watching her, it's like watching a guy play. It's like Cooper Flagg. I mean, what? Ooh. Ooh, they made a shot from half court. Ooh, I can watch Dude Perfect. I want to watch people make shots from half court. Who gives a shit? I mean, it's cool. It's hard to do. I'm not trying to, say it's not good, but I want to see people fight. I want to see some blows. I want to see some freaking tears, blood, sweat, and tears. I want to see shot. Ooh, half court shot. Ooh, I'm Steph Curry. Steph Curry is like the little guy. I want fights. Okay, so we need this. This is good. But then when you see there's a little backstory that Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are Caitlin Clark's supposedly in love. Look at her face. That she has a secret relationship with Sophie Cunningham. Look at her face. We got this extra slowed down so you guys can see. Look at that. She just kind of smiled. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that face. That is... Caitlin Clark's horny. When she's looking at that, that's a horny kind of face that she's making to her. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm not trying to be perverted. I'm just saying, like, that smile, that is a weird smile. That's not like a natural smile. That's like I'm imagining doing something freak nasty smile. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at how kind of awkward. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that look. What is that? What is that kind of like submissive eye contact? And no offense, Caitlin Clark, that is a guy. That looks kind of like a boy. I know she's a girl, she's biological, but like that neck, look at that. I mean, that's a serious neck. And even the shoulders, just Sophie looks like a girl. And Caitlin is just look at that. 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 Look at that smile. Look at that smile. At her pit, because you know why? She's getting a little bit of that pheromone from Sophie's pit sweat, and it's going into her nostrils, and she can feel the estrogen. So she's having a hormonal response right now. And what's going on is the oxytocin in her stomach is causing the hormones to shoot everywhere. And probably, she's already sweaty, so it's probably a little moist, but she's probably getting a little, she's probably, getting gassed up. She's her tank's full of gas, I guess is how you'd say it. She's got a full tank of gas down there, ready to ride, metaphorically. And you can just look at the face. Look at this. I mean, this is love. This is true love. Is Caitlin Clark a lesbian? I don't even know if that's true. Is Caitlin Clark a lesbian? I don't think she is. My baby prepaid was saying that she had a boyfriend. I don't know if that's true, but there's just something about this. Something about that. Look at that look. Look at that look. That's just pure love. Bad Buddhist with another $5. I want to see a great team, Jordan. I want to see a great team. Jordan would have been just another great guard if the Bulls never won a title. The Fever need to come together. Okay, I guess I'm not reading that right. Love Bad Buddhist. I want to see a great team. Jordan would have been just another great guard if the Bulls never won a title. The Fever need to come together. Oh, I see what you're saying, that she needs to win or else I think she's got a few. I mean, she's already I think she has had games where she accounted for like 50 points or however they do stats. She's done it 10 times or 9 times. And Diana Taurasi, whatever the top player, took her 500 games to do something that Caitlin Clark has done in like 40 games. So I don't know. I mean, she's probably going to break every record if she stays healthy. And so I don't know. Her boyfriend works for the team. We love Brendan. Her boyfriend works for the team for the Pacers. Well, good for him. That's a hell of a man. I wonder if they ever watch Sophie Cunningham highlights. Probably so. But yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to see those girls fight like that. But now we really got to talk about what's going on. And this is in Portland, Oregon, at their state legislature for Pride Month. I love this. A lot of people are giving them flack. Like Libs of TikTok shared this, and they're saying that this is like, demonic and bad and stuff. And I don't know. I don't know if I agree with them. Like, a lot of the comments are really negative, and I feel like just because it's a different art form that you're not necessarily used to, I don't think we should demonize this. Like, this is what we need in our state legislators, just more drag shows. And it was also bring your son to work day and bring your daughter to work day. So there was a lot of children that were sitting in the bleachers of the legislature that day. So that was the best part of it, is a lot of kids got to see this. And this is what it's about, guys. This is what it's like. If you want to be progressive, you want to be proud, you need to go to the state legislature and you need to dance like a homosexual in weird clothes. And people think, oh, Alex, you're so weird. What are you doing? Like, it doesn't even make sense. I literally did this 2 weeks ago. I did this the first week of Pride, like the same exact thing. I didn't dance as much, but I yelled and screamed, and I had a goofy outfit. I had a damn flag around my neck. So this is real life. But I love it. That's the life I chose. It's the life I chose. I'll tell you that much. And that's just a fact. I hate that it's like this. I hate this is the real reality in which we live in. But it is. Sad, but true. Now look at this. Now this is really sad. I've been watching this local village. They're saying this short man was possessed by the devil. Local village people tried to save a man's life after he became possessed after getting caught having sex with a farmer's sheep. Yes, so this is a demonic person that got caught doing something horrible to a sheep. And that's weird, because, last time we showed somebody eating a banana on stream, we did go viral. Hopefully this doesn't go as viral, but... I don't know if I'd be as nice to this guy if I knew what he was doing to the sheep. I think I would be. I don't know if I'd be feeding him those bananas. I mean, listen, everybody's been there. We've all been there. Let's not act like we haven't all been there. I know I'm there right now a little bit mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. We're kind of all in that same place. We're about to go to World War III, and we have our politicians just constantly lying to us and just not really telling us the truth about what's going on. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Does it let me? What is it? Control plus? What is it? Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. Well, I don't know how to zoom in on this. It doesn't matter. My point is, let me just kind of wrap things up for you guys. We are on the brink of World War III, and you're seeing a lot of people fighting, and that's meant to happen on purpose. And they want people within their own party fighting with each other, because it's kind of similar to the cultural war that was happening within the left's party when it came to this Israel-Palestine conflict originally. Constantly you have people like AOC and Ilhan Omar who, are being labeled as anti-Semitic now, aligning with people on the right that they deem anti-Semitic. So I guess my point is, we're about to get into a very serious altercation with a very powerful country, whether they want to admit it or not, where people are sadly probably going to lose their lives, a lot of people. And I don't want American citizens or American soldiers to lose their lives whatsoever. I don't want Jewish people. I don't want Israeli people. I don't want Iranian people to die. And for me to make that statement shouldn't be controversial. So I don't want to be accused of being anti-Semitic, because I'm anti-war. And I think it's clear what's happening in the Middle East is absolutely terrible. And I think that it is a serious issue. And, it's not necessarily my opinion, but the opinion of, I don't necessarily agree with them, but there are United Nations, there are, governing, whatever you want to call it, multi-conglomerate corporations that would disagree with what's happening in the Middle East and what's happening in Gaza. And because of that, speaking out against it, you get labeled one way, you get labeled as a Qatari shill, and you just get all these allegations just blasted at you. And it's not even about that. What we don't want to do is we don't want to start a war with Iran for nuclear weapons that don't exist. Just the same exact pretext that we fought the war on terror during the early 2000s, because we didn't want them to have nuclear weapons. Like, we can't keep on using this nuclear weapon boogeyman tactic to go over there and overthrow governments. We just keep doing it. We keep falling for the same tricks. And I don't want to fall for that same trick over and over again. So I'm just sick and tired of it. It has nothing to do with Israel. It has nothing to do with Iran. I'm sick of them using the same trick over and over, and it constantly works, and we don't even say or do anything. And if you do speak out against it, they label you as an anti-Semite, and it shouldn't be like that. Listen, I'm not pro-Russia, but I don't want to keep fighting a proxy war with Russia. So I'm not pro-Iran, but I don't want to fight a war with Iran. That's not a controversial statement. And we need more politicians that should be making that statement. There's very few that have or will. And just remember, I'm not going to like make a list like Laura Loomer is sitting there like, oh, anybody that's critical of Donald Trump, make a list. We're going to go after him. It's like, I get it. She's like so diehard that she wants to like retribution for Trump. But just because we like Trump, we should be able to criticize his decision. And if what's happening in Iran is true, that he knew that we were going to do this and that he okayed it and that he's giving us the impression that he's kind of just letting Israel do it on their own, but yet we've been orchestrating it all this whole time. And you have Ted Cruz basically saying that like it is America's job to get involved in this war. Like if Donald Trump is lying to us, that's going to be a major problem. And I think there's evidence that we are being misled with the conflict in the Middle East. So we should be able to criticize that. We should criticize that. It's our job to criticize that. And that's why it's our job to, have a few politicians that can actually answer these questions, but most of them won't sit down with Tucker Carlson like Ted Cruz did. And after that annihilation, AIPAC is not going to let a lot of other congressmen sit down with Tucker Carlson. So that's the problem. So it's really kind of in your hands to be citizen journalists, to kind of go confront these politicians yourself and to kind of wake people up to what's going on. Because once again, I don't think being anti-war is controversial, but you have a lot of bloodthirsty people that want to see the destruction of people that they will never meet and never interact with because they have a different religious viewpoint or they have a different viewpoint about some lines in the sand. And I get it. But it's not our job to go and fight a war for someone else. I'm America first. I don't want to do it. And that shouldn't be a controversial statement. I mean, if that's a controversial statement, then I'm Primetime 99. I'm a pimp on a blimp and I am a controversial dog. And this dog likes to bark. Ow! All right, I'm going crazy. No, we love Tucker. We stand with Tucker. But tomorrow, forget all this show. This show, our plane course, delayed. Southwest, we love Southwest. Delayed 2 hours, so we weren't going to be able to be in studio in time. So we have $1 Million Extreme. Sam, Charles, Nick, Eric, all on the show tomorrow night. 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be one of the greatest episodes of Primetime with Alex Stein in the history of mankind. So you do not want to miss it. And I need every single chat rat watching the show tomorrow, sharing the show, clipping the show, so that the world knows that $1 Million Extreme is the best sketch show that has come out in the past year, easily, hands down. And the Fish Tank reality show is going to be one of the greatest reality shows of all time when it's all said and done. And that Primetime 99 will be making my debut very soon on season 4. So we got to get the energy going. We need it tomorrow. So I'm calling on you and I'm asking for a favor. Come support the Pimp on a Blimp tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. We got the whole $1 Million Extreme crew talking about extreme peace. It is a show that you do not want to miss. And everybody can go watch that tonight. So I encourage everybody to go to mde.tv and watch it. And yeah, we got a great show tomorrow night. Thank you for watching tonight. Everybody support Sam Hyde. I would actually stay on longer, but I'm about to go on Sky News. I'm going on Gabriella's show. So love you guys. That's our show. Peace. And like I said, do not miss tomorrow night. It's going to be probably the greatest episode of Primetime with Alex Stein in the history of our run on the Blaze. So love you guys. Peace.